Good evening, everyone. This is Thursday Night Live, Broken But Not Wasted Ministries. As you know, we come into your home every Thursday night with this special broadcast to speak about different topics, not just spiritual, but also topics that do touch us on at a social level. I wanted to start with these pictures, and as you are getting on, I'm going to ask you to share this live broadcast with your contacts, with your friends and family members, so they can get a full idea of what's been taking place for our community, our Haitian brothers and sisters who were recently under the bridge in Texas, Del Rio. So, um, I have a guest tonight. Her name is Myrtho, Mrs. Myrtho Cherichel. She is a wonderful human being, and she was there recently in Texas, and as she was helping process some of our brothers who were not being sent, not being deported, but giving actual access to the country so they can actually get their legal papers later on. So pendant ap monte, an ap mando pou partaje live sa, paske gan pil moun ki bezwen wel, et invité nou genyen son invité qui très 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 spécial, c'est Madame Myrtho Cherichel qui réellement active dans la communauté noire. A lot of you may have seen her on Facebook or YouTube. She's been dropping videos as she was helping the process the people. So please help me welcome Mrs. Myrtho Cherichel to this platform. Welcome, Mrs. Myrtho Cherichel. I wanted to start and show the stark reality of our people. Please introduce yourself to the audience first tonight. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Pastor Sarah. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my experience with the public. Um, I am Martha Cherichel. I have been serving my community for 20 plus years, and I am a social worker. That's who I am by trade. But God just kind of took me from that and just placed me in different places so that I can help the community. I am an activist. I am a spokesperson for the community. I advocate for the community. I don't like big introductions, but I am a servant of God. I go where God send me and what God puts in my heart to do, and that's what I do for the community. So I am there, and this is who I am. A lot of people, they know me as the person that would find an answer for them whenever they have a question. I'll find answers. That's who I am. I don't mind knocking on doors until I can get the help, for as long as I know that the people, they are being served and they are being served fairly.
Thank you for this wonderful introduction. You are so kind and humble and very modest. God bless you for that. God bless you
Thank
for your
you.
service because you're fulfilling the command of God. Love
Amen.
God and love your neighbors.
Amen.
So please tell our viewers, you were recently in Texas. As a matter of fact, you came back Monday, I believe. Is that right? Monday night?
Yes, I came back. I came back Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And Pastor Sarah, I didn't even know I was going to go to Texas. I didn't make any plans to go to Texas, and I heard of what was going on, and of course, just like everybody else did, I prayed for the people and I left it like that. In the middle of the night, I got woken up by this spirit moving inside of me and telling me, you know, to something needs to be done. You have to do something. I'm like, and then of course, you know, when you first feel it, you're like, okay, well, it's probably my emotions. And I prayed, and then I went back to bed. Um, but it wasn't that. It was God was telling me I needed to do something. And of course, you know, I got on my knees, and then I said, God, I've always said in my prayers, if you need me to go somewhere, send me, I'll go, because I am a rock in your hand. Just throw me wherever you want me to land. That's where I'm going to land, and that had always been my prayer. and this is what I asked God, and I said, okay, do you really want me to go to Texas? We have this um, going on, or this sickness going on around. I have a brand new grandbaby in the house. He's only 5 months old. And do I need to go and expose myself like that? And those are all the questions that I was asking God. And he was like, I've protected you in the past, and I will continue to protect you, Martha. You just need to go. And that's how I woke up, and I woke up, and the very next day I put on Facebook that we can't stay silent. I can't stay silent. So I'm going to Texas, because I know at that moment God wanted me to go to Texas. And that's exactly what I did.
So that's how it all started. Now
That's why.
take us to the time when you landed and you're actually on location, on site, where the Haitians immigrants were under the bridge. Take us there.
um when I had a friend, a very close friend of mine. Her name is Lana Joseph. Okay, she is an attorney. She was, I believe, the very next day or 2 days later, she got under the bridge. She got to where the people were under the bridge, and I would call her on the phone. And at that moment, they were actually separating the people. They were separating the families, mothers with children, pregnant women with their husbands, and they were sending them away. And and she was like, Martha, we need to do something. And I think right now at this moment where they're dispatching the people, that's where you need to go, because these people, they are in need of everything. They are in need of clothing and ways to get to their families. So that's where you need to go. And she was just like encouraging me to go to Houston. And of course, I have a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, a daughter, my right hand lady, if I want to call her that way. Her name is Milan. And I called Milan and I said, Milan, we're going. And so we end up going to the center, the Houston, the center in Houston, Texas. And when we got there on Thursday. When we got there, and then the buses, they were arriving and bringing the people, and it was overwhelming to see the amount of people. Katite moun ki genyen an dan, e lò gade wè timoun piti, timoun ki soubra. The first question that I asked myself, kouman moun sa yo traverse avèk timoun sa yo soubra yo pendant 2 mois et demi, Pasteur Sarah. 2 mois et demi, kote ke moun yo ap espliko koman ke yo marche pendant tout moment sa. Ok, avèk un timoun ou bébé soubra. Ou jeune lot encore k'ap di kon sa ke le tap jambe et de loa, kote ke gen timoun ki yo te kembe timoun nan sou lan men yo, et puis bien malheureusement timoun nan échappé lan men yo, et puis yo pa ka fè anyen, timoun nan ale. Pasteur Sarah, premier bagay ki te choke moi, c'est que lor rentre, all they wanted was for somebody to love them. Somebody to just tell them that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And then, of course, the worriness in their faces. Okay, what's going to happen to me next? So, ou gon modere confort ko porte à chaque monde ko parle avec yo. Et yo vini devant yo tout, Madame, aidez-moi s'il te plaît. M'pa konnen kote m'brale parce que yo pa parle anglais, yo pa konnen ki kote que yo ye bi ko ap essayer buy yo information, okay, to tell them, okay, well, aéroport nan koman ke li rele, et si ou kon fami ou kap voye ticket pour mais qui côté pour voye li, et ça. Et ou vin ap fait double travail parce que non seulement ou ap parler avec moun nan ki la avec ou an, mais ou ap parler avec famille nan tout, OK, qui pa connaît qui ça pour yo fait, Pasteur Sarah. Ceci veut dire que voilà que ou gon moun ki devant ou qui desperate to go to their family members, and then you have the other party on the and you're trying to give them directions on how to help them. And of course, and we can understand that. Most of them that I've spoken to, they said, okay, well, you know what, we're not in a position to purchase 4 or 5 tickets. OK, parce que ce sont des familles. On a parlé de familles de 4, de 5 personnes, et même de 6 personnes. Ou imaginons un moun ici qui peut-être pas attendre à que yo pral joindre quantité moun sa yo pour voyer ticket pour yo. Et kounya la yo genyen 5 tickets pour acheter d'un coup, 4 tickets pour acheter d'un coup. Ceci veut dire que lorsque nous arrivons, nous venons joindre que c'est un problème, ça, immédiatement, ce que j'ai fait, moi, monter sur Facebook, parce que moi, je connais que c'est là, ça, c'est, m'a gain accès à public, là, et puis c'est là, ça, comme commencer, demander mon temps pris, help to get these people home. And and I will do a thank you live for all the people that have assisted and helped the people to get to their family members, because the people responded and we were able to purchase tickets. And the thing about it also, Pastor, is that we had to purchase the tickets the next day, the very next day, or 2 days later. It's not that we're going to find tickets, or we're going to go and we're going to purchase the cheap tickets, or we're going to have to wait a few weeks before the people could go. No, we had to do it. And of course, when you're purchasing ticket within 24 hours, they are more expensive. And you are purchasing tickets within 48 hours, they are a little bit more expensive. And we had to do it non-stop. Parce que ce sont des gens qui parlent anglais. Ceci veut dire que ou pas besoin qu'il a fait et à stopper aucun côté de façon à ce que pas de difficulté pour yo retourner ou bien pour yo monter en l'autre avion. So we had to purchase the tickets non-stop. So that was the very first thing that caught my attention, is that the people were desperate. They were desperate to get home. They were desperate to take a shower. They were desperate to brush their teeth, because people were telling, and to have a warm meal, because people were telling you they didn't bathe for a week. They didn't brush their teeth for a week. They felt dirty. They needed clothes. They needed to feel human again. And also they needed to be loved. They needed people to give them those words of encouragement and telling them that everything was going to be okay. And of course yourself, there's so much that you could do. You want to give yourself. You want to ouvre by tout ou même, ouvre aider. Puis you asking, okay, well, how can I help? What can I do? And then you wish that you could just kind of divide yourself multiple person. Unfortunately, you're just one person and you have to assist one family, and then you have a line of people waiting to talk to you, waiting to speak to you, waiting to for you to help them get home. So we were there until 3 o'clock in the morning, until I couldn't walk on my feet any longer. And when I was purchasing tickets, I was serving food. And when I was not serving food, I was kind of guide them, okay, talk to them, making them feel like, okay, well, it's going to be okay. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and making sure that paperwork, okay, were okay, because back on Supania Pastor, pil nan moun sa yo gon GPS nan piye yo, ou bien si yo pat gen GPS ankon, yo bay un cellulaire de façon à ce que pour capable track them, because they still under deportation status. Although they are released to their families, but they still under deportation status.
Wow. You mentioned something that is very profound. You had to help them, help that massive crowd, one person, one family at a time.
Mm,
And truly, that is absolutely noble of you to do. And
wisdom.
everyone who did go there, who left their
Yeah,
home, the comfort of their home, and went there not knowing what was waiting for them as they got there. This is very noble of you to deny yourself and to think about the welfare of these brothers and sisters, because that's who they are. They are
amen.
our flesh and blood. You may be a different, you may have a lighter tone, skin tone than they do, or myself, but we are brothers and sisters. We are Haitians.
We are
And
Haitians, and this is a Haitian fight, Pastor.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And you said that you were helping one at a time, making a difference one at a time. And even if it was for one person, one family that you helped, then you know you had accomplished a noble, very great mission
It
from
would have
your
been worth it. It would have been worth it. Yes, Pastor. It would have
Absolutely.
been worth my going there and being tired, even if I had only helped one family.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So
Yes.
looking at those pictures, looking at those pictures, when you see those pictures, I know they are heart wrenching, especially that young man with that little baby crying on his shoulders. That is absolutely heartbreaking. What do you see? What do you think?
I see
What goes through your mind?
where this is for.
You see hopelessness.
Where this is for, where they are trying to have a better life, not only for themselves, but for their babies, for their children. And I had a chance to talk to one gentleman, and he said if he had to do it all over again, he would. Because when he looked at his son and his daughter, he wants to give them a chance in life. He says that he didn't have the opportunity, wants to give this opportunity to them. And you can understand as a yourself, okay, you would have done the same thing. You would have done the same thing. And we got to help them. And I told him, I said, wherever you are, whatever I can do to continue to help you. And I gave them my number. And he says, I will. I give him my email. I said, even if you don't have an access to the phone, try to see if you can email me. And look, give me I gave him my house number and I told him call me collect if you have to, because I want to be able to hear you, be able to know okay. And the work continues, Pastor. The work continues. There's a lot much more that needs to be done because I'm getting calls right now from people that are with their families, but unfortunately they're living in apartments. And those apartment complex, they rent you the apartment for a certain amount of people. Now the people wanted to get their families out of the centers, out of from under the bridge. But now here they're in an apartment, okay, two-bedroom apartment, and they have four additional people there, five additional people there. And the apartment, they would know. They're gonna know that there are more people living in a place. And now they're telling them, well, you need to find another place to go. And that's the problem right now. That's what we are facing with. Um, no seulement ça, they have a GPS. They have a cell phone that is registered with to the address where they are. And someone sent me a clip of a live of somebody telling them to cut the GPS, Pastor. And I'm like, why would somebody want to advise them that way? Why would somebody want to say something like that? No, and Pastor Ernst Sterville from New Hope Church and myself, we just like telling them, do not do that. Do not listen to the people telling you to either flee or to cut the GPS. No, you are putting yourself in a worse predicament than the ones than what you are in right now. So you need not to do that. So that's the message that we need to convey to the people. Do not do anything illegal right now, Pastor, because they already in a bad situation. They have each of them that will release to their families a yellow envelope, and they have a date to appear in court, in immigration court. And at that moment, it is what you call an arraignment. So therefore, at that moment, the judge is going to tell them, okay, well, you have this amount of time. okay, to get an attorney, okay, and to present yourself. So therefore, we telling each and every one of them, it doesn't matter if you have to sleep in front of the court that night, but make sure that you are there the day that you're supposed to be presented, before the judge, because that will determine whether or not you are staying here or you are being deported,
Right,
because they are
right,
all on deportation status.
right. And you said something else. I caught a very strong word. You said desperation,
Desperation.
hopelessness. What would make somebody in their right mind leave a place for the unknown to travel weeks, months at a time? The young man I had on the platform last week said he traveled 8 months from Brazil. 8 months. Some
Wow.
have traveled for less. But what would make someone in their right mind take that walk death walk? That's what I call it. This is like dead men walking, but they still decide. They still choose to do it in hope of a better life. Now,
Um,
some people are saying, why can't they stay wherever they were at? Well, don't we all want improvement?
yes.
We make so much money, but we still want more. We want better schools for our children, better education. So, give me your thoughts on that, Miss Cherichel.
Um, our people, they always knew that America is the land of opportunity. They want to come and enjoy that opportunity. They want to have access to that opportunity, not only for themselves, but also for their children. Um, this is the promised land. And unfortunately, it is what it is. If you're not in the United States, you're not. If you, although they are in Chile or they are in Brazil, but because of the fact that they're not in the United States, they're not l'empire étranger. They're not in the promised land. So therefore, um, that's what it gets them to motivates them, okay, to it doesn't matter what will happen or what they know would have happened, uh, while coming over here, that they would come, they would they would you know come here. So they want to be part of this opportunity, they want to take advantage of this opportunity, they want to be in this promised land.
So, how many, Miss Cherichel, do you know, on top of your head, how many immigrants um, or migrants, Haitian migrants, were confirmed under the bridge? How many?
14,000.
14,000.
14,000.
Okay.
Yes. And Pastor, today um I got an email and a text message telling me there are 85,000 more in the border of Texas and Colombia.
They have what?
85,000. 85,000 more migrants coming to the border of Panama and Colombia.
They have
80
85,000.
more
There's there's 85,000 more migrants on the way.
on the way
Has this
to
been,
the border
is this
of
confirmed?
it is confirmed because it was in Fox News. It is confirmed.
Wow. So, besides those who were deported or who were processed, and I'm thinking the ones who have decided to come afterwards, they do have access to WhatsApp, to social media. They know what happened, and they still take that
a
chance, they
chance.
still make that decision to chance it. If they die, they die. If they make it, they make it. And if they do make it, maybe they'll get processed
Maybe,
at best or sent
maybe.
back home. This is absolutely heart wrenching. And like you said, this is not just a, a now thing, it is a continuous thing that us Haitians must take to heart. Isn't that right?
It is right. And we are an emotional, um, we are emotional people. We react. The first week we talk about things, the second week we talk about it, and then before you know it, we don't hear about it anymore. And that's the reason why every time I'm not a social media person. I like to do things and let the people that have the ability to talk to talk. But this time I said no. Every time I have the ability to talk to my people, to have access to the public and talk to them, I'm going to remind them that we cannot let this die out. We can't just forget about it and go back to our norm, go back to our normal. No, because it is not normal to have right now currently 15,000 people in the border of Panama in Colombia in a place where called Nicocli, and then we have 85,000 more en route to the same place, and we're not gonna talk about it anymore. And yesterday, last night we had a very good conference call, and where we are trying to see and join in with other leaders that have petitions going, that are doing a march together, so that we can have answers. Because on Thursday night, um, I believe that the president, the administration said they needed to clean under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And Pastor, the very next day, that Friday morning, underneath the bridge was clean. When I say clean, everyone was gone. Where are they? About 85,000, I'm sorry, 8,500 people unaccounted for. Where are these people? Yes, they say that they have sent them to retention centers, but can we get a list? That's all we are asking for. Can we get a list on how many of them were deported? How many of them were processed in a centers? And how many of them are actually in retention centers? So up until right now, we don't have the list. We do not have the list. And with everything that is going on, we hear about human trafficking. We hear about sex trafficking all the time. We don't want people to think, okay, well, you know what, they are going to be deported and that's it. No, some of them will be missing, and we won't know what happened to them unless we knock on doors and we ask questions, Pastor. We need to ask questions because there's too much going on in the United States. We have a lot of young people, healthy people disappearing, and then before you know it, it's because of their organs. They're just taking and selling them in the black market. We all aware of that. So therefore, we don't want our young people to fall under the hands of the wrong person. So that's the reason we have to ask questions.
So from that Thursday night to Friday morning, you guys were there, and then when you got back, there was nobody.
Nobody. They were just like done. It was just like, okay, well, what happened? What
So
happened in the middle of the night? They were
so
all just, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, no, no. But le nou rive nou pa wè yo ki sa le nou mande ki sa yo di.
They were
What
sent
was
to different places. They were sent to different retention centers. They were sent to centers. They were sent, okay, but, okay, what are can we get names of these retention centers? And we asked, even the president of the ONCP, asked the question, nothing. The Congresswoman, Jackson Lee, asked, okay, nothing. We kept on asking. Attorney Lana Joseph was on the phone calling, okay, just to find out where are the people. We need to have answers. Where are the people? Can somebody tell us where they are? Because there's no way how in the middle of the night these people are just going to disappear like that. We're just going to disappear. Et pasteur, jusqu'à présent, n'a pas l'air, on pas connaît pas comment ça arrive. Nous pas connaît. We hear that they are being deported, or some of them are being deported. This afternoon, Milan sent me um, a, 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 a clip of somebody telling how many people actually were deported and received. And supposedly Haiti said, okay, those are the people that they received, but there were about 46 of them. But that's still not, you know, are these numbers confirmed? We don't know. We do not know. But even if there were 4,600 of them that was sent back home, what happened with the rest of them?
Hmm.
We don't know. No one can give us a list. No one can tell us what happened. No one. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you that in the center that we were up until Sunday, for some reason, they called the police. We were just helping the people, and they called the police, and then they said, you know what, that's it. We don't need you guys in there anymore. We don't need any volunteers. We don't need you guys to be purchasing tickets anymore. That's it. We're done. And then they just told us that we needed to go. The center, the
Wow.
Houston, Texas center, they told us that we needed to go, and they
And
shut
then
their
pretty
doors.
much they shut you down, they kicked
Yes.
you out,
Hmm.
and you were there to help them process the people.
Process the people. Yes.
So at that point, what did you guys do?
Well, we had the media, we called the media, and of course, the president of the double NCP came back asking questions. This is a private property, and that's what the police told us also, that we needed to leave their private property because, hey, it was a center for disasters. So it was a coalition of Baptist churches that put together to have that center there. So it was their private property. So we had to move on the side, okay, of the building because we were subject to being arrested if we didn't just move away. We had the Haitian media that was there. We had um, Texas, local media that was there as well, but nothing could have been done. They didn't allow anybody back inside of the building. That Sunday, I don't know what happened. I don't know who called them and told them to shut us down. I guess at that moment they had too many views. They had too many people talking about the Haitians, so they had to do something. So they didn't give us access to them anymore. I was supposed to come back Wednesday night, but just because of that, I said, you know what? That's it. I'm going home, and I got my ticket, and then we came back on Monday.
Wow. Again, thank you for all that you did, all those hours on your feet, the sleepless night that you spent wrestling with God before you actually said, yes, yes, I will
Mhm.
go and
Yes.
help and support my brothers and sisters. Thank you so very much. So, um, what now? What are we doing now? And before we get to that, Mrs. Cherichel, before we get to that, you said there are 85,000 on the way and
Mhm.
another 15,000. Is that correct?
Correct. There are already 15,000 in the
Wow.
border of Colombia and Panama in a place called Nicocli. And then there are 85,000 more.
So that's 100,000.
That's about 100,000,
Would
yes.
you not say that this new wave, okay, this new wave coming to the United States, est-ce que son crise seulement pour États-Unis ou bien pour Haïtiens seulement? Or would you consider this to be an
International
international
crisis.
crisis
Yes.
where governments and countries would have to open up their borders and receive some? Because for crying out loud, Haitians are not here to steal or to, to do crimes. We are a hard working people. So would you not say that this is an international crisis when this new wave of 100,000 people come to
It
the
is.
US
It
soil?
is. And just like I stated when we had the interviews that we did um, back in Texas, I said we are hard working people, and when we are here, we work. The work that the Americans still don't want to do, those are the works that we do. We just need a chance. We just need somebody to give us a chance. We will work. And that, and one of the things that we encouraging the attorneys to do also is to accept the cases, accept, and perhaps you can make payment arrangements for the people so that they can um, they can pay a little bit at a time as they start working if they get to stay in the United States. I pray that the other, like Canada, I pray that the other borders, the other countries would welcome them so that they don't have to say to be deported to Haiti because there's nothing home for them. There's nothing home for them. Um, I was listening to a young man that they sent back. He was in Europe, and I was listening to him, and he said, "I don't know anything about Haiti. He doesn't even speak Creole. He was born in Brazil, and of course his parents were coming, so he came with his parents, and he got deported. His parents are not even with him, and he knows no one in Okinawa. So what's happening with him? What's going to happen with him?
My God.
So all we ask is an opportunity. It's a chance work and to make a fair living for our children. Let the people stay. Do not deport them. And they are deporting them without due process. These people didn't even get a chance to explain to anybody the reason why they left wherever they were to come to the United States. Give them a chance. Hear them out. And if at the end of it you don't have anything substantial, okay, you can go ahead and deport them. But in the meantime, you don't know. You don't know the type of life that they had in Brazil. You don't know the type of life that they had in Chile. Just give them a chance. Give them a fair process to file their cases, basically. Give them a chance.
Right. Okay.
I'm hoping that Canada will join, and I'm hoping that somebody will say something. Somebody will say something because, Pastor, we don't have a voice. We don't have a government. I can't confirm what I'm about to say, but I heard that our government in Haiti accepted money to
Mm-hmm.
receive these people back,
Mm-hmm.
for these people to be deported. And supposedly that they were to receive some money as they arrived. Did they receive the money? No one knows. And 300 Haitian dollars? What is that going to do for a poor?
Wow.
Is it right? We don't know.
So we're moving on. What now? How can we help? I'm going to ask you to please share the live right now. Please share because Miss Cherichel is about to let us know what is needed. And if you are Suan ba live la Kunye and you want to donate, whether it is money, you can donate directly to Mrs. Cherichel Zelle account. Her number is on the screen at the bottom. It's 407 625 7720. Whatever you can donate, that's gonna help. Miss Cherichel, besides money, what is it that you need right now? Qui sont besoin kounye an, en plus de l'argent? Sou gen kob, voye kob, but what else?
After we had a family that called me earlier about uh, half an hour or maybe an hour before. Um, we we had the broadcast, and they are a family of four, the two children, the mother and the father, a 2-year-old boy and an 11-month-old boy, and they were in need of clothing, shoes, diapers, toiletries. We need they need um, to change the clothes that they have on because, of course, the family that receive them, but they don't have a lot themselves. And the guy was telling me, whatever you can do to help me, but I would like to see my kids in different clothes because we washing the clothes by hands at night and then hoping that they will dry the next day. So if we can get clothing, we can get um, diapers, wipes for these kids. They can give them to you, Pastor, and then I can, give you the address, and then you can go and drop them off for that family. Also, food, okay, because they're gonna need to eat
Absolutely, absolutely.
bottles, milk, for the babies. So anything that anybody can give. And what I'm doing now is I'm renting houses here. I have two houses that I want to rent because once the people they're not able to stay where they are, I want to at least give them temporary housing until they can get everything done, their paperwork together. At least if I can put 3 families per house, but at least I'll know that it's 3 families per house. Another thing also that I want to add, that I want to talk about, Pastor. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, second moun bon mwen, second moun une jeune fille ou une jeune madame, voyez le bon mwen." Mwen pa d'akwa avèk sa. Parce que mwen pa vle un moun pou kompren ke kounye la moun nan se manje l wal fè pou li, kay li wal pou li. These people, they don't need that type of treatment right now. They don't. They need a house where they can feel comfortable, they can feel welcome, they can have people praying for them, praying with them, encouraging them. We need people to support them. We don't need people to go and be nobody's slave or nobody's servant. Okay? Pas comprendre que n'a pas moun qui fait servir nous pour nous. C'est pas pour ça que là. On pas venir là pour ça.
Ou vle di m gen moun nan kounye an la kap panse kom si moun ki vini yo gen do apran yo vin mete yon nan kay yo vin gade ti moun pou yo ou bien
Voilà.
domestike yo en quelque sorte.
En quelque sorte. Oui.
So, ou pense que c'est nan fil d'ide sa avec mentalité sa que tap pran gen deux moun ki tap pran moun la kay yo.
Gen de moun. Mba di gen des organisations qui prennent moun nan yo, yo mette yon côté pour aider vraiment, pour aider famille sa yo. OK? Jusqu'à ce que rien papier yo. Mais gen de moun nan tête kay yo, pense OK, well, you know what? C'est ça que nous avons besoin. Nous avons besoin de monde qui dit moi. OK, let me take somebody. Tandis que moun sa nous besoin nous prendre responsabilité moun sa. Moun sa gen rendez-vous tribunal. Pourquoi la belle? Moun sa gen des papiers que pas besoin remplir. Pourquoi capable aider le remplir papier sa yo. Moun sa gen docteur qui a besoin aller. Parce que en pile là dedans yo, OK, pendant que tu as venu, tu dois get back qui piqué, bec qui piqué, tu dois get toute qualité. Tu es capable de tension, tu es capable de, il y a besoin de mener au cas docteur. C'est chez clinique. pour capable mener. Et si vous dites son responsabilité que vous ne prend, you are 100% responsible for that person. Don't bring them to your home thinking that they're going to clean and wash clothes. If they're with you, they want to help, fine. I'm not saying for you to doll them up. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that they don't need to become your servant. They need to. They need words of encouragement. They need you to help them. They need to feel love. They need to feel human again.
Right. Yo bezwen encadrement et un support qui total. Alright,
Voilà,
entier. Yo
voilà,
bezwen encadrement. Et
voilà.
pour faire suite à ça, wap di, est-ce que gen encadrement psychologique? Est-ce que gen aide qui te que yo te bay moun sa yo? Dr. Duvernay is asking, are there psychologists? Were there, actually were there, parce que, bon, moun yo pa an ba pou ankor, were there psychologists at that time who were available on site to speak to these people?
People, backward. Si te genye, backward. Ceci veut dire que backward que moun sa yo te genye docteur qui te là, des psychologues là sur place pour te parler avec eux. Non. Moun qui t'a parlé avec eux, c'est moun ta pour moi-même ou même qui vient you know, despite the fact that we know COVID is out there, okay, no hug you. Okay, team you. They come to you. All they want is a hug.
Wow.
All they want is a hug, you know, and then of course most of them are sick. Okay, the kids, they have a cold. Imagine what someone met on blow. We don't need to. So, you know, it was something. So yes, we're gonna need psychologists. We're gonna need to have 1-800 numbers available to these people. If you can get a 1-800 number, we have psychologists that we know. We have Milan is putting a 1-800 number together to have the people call if they need somebody to talk to. Okay, so we need that. Those are all the services that we need to offer to them.
Mm-hmm. So you are putting a list together of all the resources that we as a community can give to these people, whether it was is psychiatrist or psychologist or a nurse, doctor, whatever, or an attorney, immigration attorney.
Yes.
That so you are putting like a resource to get a resource list together for
Yes,
that.
we are, Pastor Ernestine and myself. We are actually working on that right now. So that when we go back, we're probably gonna have a live either tomorrow night, or maybe Thursday night, so that we can have the list of all the resources with numbers, okay, of the people to call. In the list, of course, we're gonna have the immigration or Chinese. We're gonna have housing as well, okay, if they need housing. Okay, because that's one of the things. If they cannot stay where they are, okay, we're gonna have to find a way to get them into the temporary housing. If they need clothing, if the people where they are, if they need beds, if they need furniture for them, things that to help them. We're gonna have the list and we're gonna present it and we're gonna have it on Facebook. We're gonna have it on YouTube. We're gonna have it on WhatsApp so that the people would know. Okay, well, I can actually call
Wow.
this person and then
That's
they'll get them
wonderful.
the need that they
That
need,
is
the stuff
absolutely
that they need.
wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yes, that's what we are
Thank you
doing.
for that. Also, I
Amen.
hear
Praise
that
God.
there are a lot of people who are going to dans différents parties pays here in Florida, in South Florida, m'tande qui West Palm, gen qui Naples, gen qui Fort Myers. Est-ce que nous gen drop-off centers? Tant est-ce que nous connecter avec quelques l'église dans zone sa yo pour yo servi de drop-off centers? Si
No, not yet.
mwen gen rad, mwen gen manje, kom si eske nou pa ko fè sa pou nou kontakte l'eglis sa yo, eske ou vle partner with us pou kapab recevoir those goods when we
Yes,
come. Okay.
yes, we would like that. Yes. Parce que quand on est le fait venir, il y a tellement bagay travail pour faire. Et c'est ça que nous dit tout le monde. This is a work. This is a collective work. It's not my work. It's not only your work. It's us. We got to do it collectively so that we can get this going. Okay. So just have to say that. I didn't think of that.
Yes, yes.
Faut pas penser
So
à ça.
right
Faut nous
now,
poser des idées conscientes.
I would like everyone to get their phone. Prends téléphone ou, dial the number, go to Zelle, tout moun ki gen Zelle, kounya la, prends téléphone ou, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna dial the number. I'm gonna go to to my bank account. Let's go. Let's do that right now. All right, and put some money in for Mrs. Cherichel. I will go and ask for clothing and non-perishable food. All right, and I will be dropping that off probably Sunday um, in West Palm. All right, I'll drop it off. That's gonna be my contribution. All right, and also make a donation. Go ahead and make a donation right now to Mrs. Cherichel. The numbers on the screen, it's 407, all right, 625 7720. 407 625 7720. N'a bo quelques minutes, l'or fini, wap juste mette done. Wap juste écrit m'fel, okay? Let's do that right now. So Miss Cherichel can have something in her account to continue taking care of these people. All right?
I
Because
thank
it's
you,
not
Pastor.
only her fight, it is our fight. And I'm looking at those pictures. This is a movie. This is like, is this reality? Unfortunately, this is a stark reality, a dark reality of our people. Bagay sa ka make un big movie. To be met ou fait krive ou fin pas son paquet temps, paquet péripéties nan raje, gen chien manje yo, bête manje yo, gen qui mouri avec maladie, gen qui tue tête yo, gen qui noyé, ok, par accident,
Yo
accident
viole
qui
yo. Yo
yo
viole yo.
viole yo, et puis
Gon dam
kounya
ki tap
lò
rakonte
rive, yes, kounya
anse.
lò rive pa borisit, se traitement ça pour recevoir. I mean, this is this is I don't know. This is the treatment. This is the welcome that they received. Very harsh. I mean, reserved only for Haitian people, for our people, who did not ask to be born Haitian, just like anybody, Caucasian or Hispanic or African. No one asked to be born with this particular race or nationality or origin, but it just so happened they were born there with no opportunity in sight. They left and risked their lives to be met with that welcome. This is heart wrenching. So, kounye yon pwè nan map pale yon, mkwe ke nap fe zel yo kounye yon, e pou nou voye by Miss Cherichel. If you are done, please say done. Mkwe ke nou ap touche ase pou nou kapab partisipe avec Miss Cherichel nan sa la fe pou Haitien, frè nou asè nou. It could be us. It could have been me. It could have been you. It could have been a little cousin of yours. It could have been a nephew, a niece. It could have been anybody from your family. So, mkwe ke nap pote kole, nap mette men ansam pou nou kapab fon diferans, mem si se nan la vi on seul moun. Et mkwe ke Miss Cherichel fait différence dans la vie de plusieurs personnes. And let me say this as I was preparing for the live. Only in heaven, I'm going to look at you. Only in heaven, you will know when these people come to you and they
Amen.
come and they say, thank you. I was the one you helped. I had no hope. I had no family. I had nobody, but I saw you and you helped me stay in the United States. And I had a life. And I gave thanks to God for you every day, even though I could not meet you again. Some of them will never see you again.
Amen.
But only in heaven, will you know the impact that you made and that you are making.
So I have no words. It's very
And I see
emotional.
Jesus smiling right now, and Jesus is saying, well done. You've done what I would have done if I was working, if I
What he
were
came here
walking
to
this
do
earth.
himself.
Yes. So, thank you. May God bless you.
Thank you,
I
Pastor.
hope some of you answered the call to contribute with your money for a kit, for a on case of diaper, for some clothes. I'm gonna call some of you for clothing or
Mm.
food that I will go drop off. But we need to have centers in each area, in each city, churches who might agree to be drop off location, and people can actually go. Okay, no can tell Sant now West Palm Beach, just go, they'll give you clothes and food and first aid medication. So this needs to be done, place centers in different areas. Um, Anything else you would like to add?
Um, let's make this our fight. We can't just let our people just go like that. Let's come together. Let's really be united so that we can make a difference. We may not be able to help those who have already been deported, but the ones that are here, if we can find a way um, to help, because some of the money will also go to the attorneys that will represent them. If we can get them help, even if it's 1,000 of them, we can say that it was a success, that the work was done. Don't just go about your daily lives and thinking that everything is okay when we know that it is not okay. Our Haitian people are not okay. Our people, our brothers and sisters, they are not okay. Let's make it about them. It's not about me. It's not about um, um, being on Facebook or whatever. No, it's about God first. Let's do the work of God first. Let's help our people, um, the children. Let's help them together. We can do it. It's not a one person's work, but it's together we can make it happen. Thank you so much, Pastor, for allowing me to share my experience with the people. I thank God for you. I thank God for your ministry. May God bless you, and may God bless everyone, okay, that listened tonight, and that may help make a difference in the people's life.
Thank you so much. And again, you guys, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for sharing this broadcast with your friends, with your family members, all your contacts. Thank you so much for donating. The number again is on the screen. I don't do this often, but when it is necessary, I do. Like we had First Lady Miolende Mourne, who was going to Haiti to help with the victims of the earthquake. We did ask you to participate. Please Zelle or donate clothing, shoes, diapers, food, non-perishable food, toiletries, okay? Um, uh, Hygiene items, whatever you can. It will help, and Miss Cherichel will follow up with me, and I will give you certainly the report of what's being done of the
Updates.
centers,
Yeah.
different centers in North Miami, in wherever, Sunrise, wherever. Thank you so very much for being here. I think everybody's just like kind of in shock that tonight they're not asking too many questions tonight. But thank you so much for gracing this platform with your presence. We really
Thank you,
do
Doctor, for
appreciate
having
you.
me.
Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you.
Again, 407 625 7720. 407 625 7720.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I will see you in the morning for our regular prayer. Tomorrow is October 1st. We are thankful to God for letting us see the 10th month that's coming up. Okay? So we are going to be live tomorrow morning. May God bless you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you. May the Lord grant you his grace. May the Lord turn his face towards you. May the Lord grant you his peace. In Jesus' mighty name. Good night. And do not forget to please participate with whatever you have. It will make a difference. God bless you. Good night.